What is up, guys? Yes, as you guys can see, my background has completely changed. And that is because I bought some new shelves for my Blu-rays. This is my big shelves for all of my Blu-rays. So I'm going to make this my new backdrop for OZD Movie Reviews. Hopefully you guys like this new backdrop. This is going to be my backdrop for now on for the rest of OZD Movie Reviews. And it's still work in progress. There's still some shelves to be done over here. So you're not going to see a blank shelf for the rest of the videos. This is still in work in progress, but this is going to be now my new background for OZD Movie Reviews, so hopefully you guys like this background. So guys, let's get into this video. The summer movie season is coming to a close, so let's talk about some of the movies that I'm anticipating for the summer movie season, or otherwise I call it blockbuster season of 2024. And now I'm not going to keep explaining why I'm calling it summer movies, even though it's winter in Australia. I've been explaining that in so many anticipated summer videos, so I'm not going to explain that. If you want to know why I'm doing this, just go on my other anticipated summer movies and I will explain that all. I call this the blockbuster season of 2024. So, let's talk about some honorable mentions before we get to the actual top 10 most anticipated movies of the summer movie season of 2024. Starting off with Bad Boys Ride or Die. I am interested in this movie because I love the third Bad Boys movie. I think it's my favorite in the trilogy. And yeah, it's by the same directors. I love Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, and I'm not expecting too much from it. I just want to see a fun buddy cop comedy. Horizon the American Saga. This is Kevin Costner's new two-parted Western movie, and I feel like Western needs to come back to movies, so I'm interested in this film. Don't know if it's coming in Australia, but we'll see how we go, but I heard it is coming out in the summer movie season, so hopefully it comes out soon. The Watchers. This is a new M. Night Shyamalan produced film that his daughter is directing. This is her directorial debut. Looks very interesting from the trailers, and it's not the only M. Night Shyamalan movie that's going to be on this list. Fly Me to the Moon. Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson. Really interesting duo about the fake moon landing. Very interested to see how that movie goes. The one I wasn't expecting to put on my honorable mentions, and that is Maxine. Now, I'm not a fan of XXX. I have not seen Pearl, but there's something about the trailer for Maxine that actually really intrigued me that made me want to re-watch the first two films. So I'm going to give XXX and Pearl another chance. Even though I haven't seen Pearl, I'll give XXX another chance. But from Maxine, it looks very interesting, I'm not going to lie. And the two comic book movies that I'm putting on there, I know a lot of people are not too excited for these two, but I'm giving them a chance, and that is The Crow and Kraven the Hunter. I'm giving those two a chance. Those could surprise me, they could disappoint me, but I'm still going to give these movies a shot. So guys, no further ado, let's talk about the 10 movies that I'm anticipating for the summer movie season of 2024. So starting off with my number 10 is M. Night Shyamalan's Trap. Now, from the trailers of this movie, honestly, I wasn't expecting M. Night Shyamalan to make two films this year. Yes, he produced Watchers, and his daughter's directing it, which I'm interested in that. But there's something about Trap that interests me even more. It's about a father and daughter that goes to this concert, and they see the security guards guarding the whole concert because there is a serial killer apparently in there. And there's something sinister about the main character as well, just from the trailers alone, and it got me intrigued. I feel like M. Night Shyamalan is getting better with his films once again. I think Knock at a Cabin was a big surprise that came out last year. I was not expecting to like it as much as I did. So I'm interested to see what M. Night Shyamalan does for this movie. And yes, this movie could go two either ways. It could be good, it could be bad. Hopefully this is one of the good ones because just from this concept, the movie looks very intriguing, looks very intense, it looks very suspenseful, and also very original. So let's see how this movie goes. Coming into my number 9 is Alien Romulus. Now, I am a fan of the Alien franchise. The first two Alien movies are some of my favorite movies of all time, and especially that this movie is set in between those movies, I am intrigued. We don't know too much about the plot of this movie. All we know is that that first teaser trailer is really intense, very suspenseful, and it actually got me intrigued. And I actually thought this movie was going to come on streaming, but no, it's coming into theaters, which is great. And from the director of the Evil Dead remake and Don't Breathe, two very suspenseful horror films, I'm very excited to see what this new Alien movie brings us, especially that I heard that James Cameron actually watched the cut of this film, and he actually loved it. That's actually a really good sign. So let's hope this is a great new installment in the Alien franchise, and hopefully this is like Prey with the Alien movies, like the next good Alien movie. Coming into my number 8, we got Twisters. Now, I was not expecting to anticipate for this movie because Twister is probably one of the best disaster movies of all time. It's very iconic, it's a very fun film, it's a cult following, and I love Twister. I think it's a very good film. And when I heard they're making a sequel to that movie, I'm like, oh great. It's going to be another one of those unnecessary sequels that's going to ruin the original. But just from that trailer, man, I'm already interested. Hopefully this is like the Top Gun Maverick for Twister. Like, hopefully this is a sequel that somehow surpasses the original where we're not expecting. And the cast of the movie is great. Like, the actress from Where the Crawdads Sing, I love this actress. Glenn Powell, he's really big right now. And Anthony Ramos, I love this actor. And just the effects of the trailer, man, the visual effects of the tornadoes look absolutely stunning. The movie looks intense. It looks like a right representation of a summer blockbuster. It looks like a movie that knows what it is. It looks like a fun movie, but hopefully has some really good heart like the first Twister does. So surprisingly, Twisters actually intrigued me, and hopefully the movie turns out better than I thought it was going to be. Coming into my number 7 is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Now, of course, I love the Planet of the Apes trilogy. I love the Caesar Planet of the Apes trilogy. And this movie set place basically 300 years after. So this is basically a brand new trilogy. And from the trailers of the film, I was intrigued. The visuals look absolutely stunning. I'm not expecting this to be as good as the trilogy, but hopefully a good start to the new trilogy that could possibly have so much potential. Wes Ball is directing the film. He directed the Maze Runner movies, and that's a bit that I was a little bit skeptical. But just from the trailers, it actually does intrigue me. But just from like the visuals and just the overall look of the movie, it looks very intriguing. And hopefully this is another great installment in the Planet of the Apes franchise. And I cannot wait to see where this even leads to. Like, obviously this could lead to the original movie, we don't know. But this could possibly be that movie, and I'm praying that this movie is better than we were expecting. Coming into my number 6 is If. This is John Krasinski's new family film about imaginary friends. And from the trailers, it somehow really intrigues me because it looks like literally an original family film. This is a film that takes from perspectives of imaginary friends, their world, and all that stuff, and I find it very, very different original. And Ryan Reynolds even said himself that this is trying to be like a live-action Pixar film. And John Krasinski, you know, I love A Quiet Place. He's a great director of that film, and I'm really curious to see how he's going to tackle this family film, especially the voice cast. My god, there's so many voice actors in this movie, so many big ones, and it honestly got me intrigued. Hopefully this is a really good family film that kids and adults will like. Hopefully this movie teaches us all the lessons that would need to be learned. And I can trust John Krasinski for doing that, and I just love the cast of this movie. And the visuals, of course, they look actually surprisingly good for a family film. The imaginary friends, their designs in the film are actually really creative from the trailers. So, let's see how the movie goes. But speaking of John Krasinski, coming into my number 5 is A Quiet Place Day 1. This is the prequel to A Quiet Place, which is one of the biggest surprises in horror films. I really enjoy A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place Part 2, and now we finally got a prequel of where these aliens come from, and basically the first day when these aliens come to detect sound, and of course it's set in New York City, like the city full of huge freaking noise, and I'm already intrigued. With the cast like Lupita Nyong'o, Jahama Hansu, the guy from Stranger Things that's playing Human Torch, I can't say his name right now. Really good cast for this movie. The trailer looked absolutely suspenseful, and the director of Pig is directing this film, and I really do enjoy Pig, and John Krasinski is producing this film. So I'm hoping that this prequel does a really good job of explaining what is going on, where those creatures come from, especially that there's a whole army full of them. Man, I'm excited. I'm ready to feel intense once again like the first two films. Coming to my number 4 is Kinds of Kindness. This is Yorgos Lanthimos' new film, who directed The Favourite and Poor Things, two films I really do like, especially Poor Things that came out last year. It's definitely my top 10 favourite movies of the year, and it killed it in the Oscars with Oppenheimer. And especially that this movie has Emma Stone returning and Willem Dafoe with Jesse Plemons. Man, what a cast this movie brings us. No idea what this movie's about. We got a really unique teaser trailer that actually got me intrigued. No idea what this movie is about, but Yorgos Lanthimos is a really good director. He directed Poor Things extremely well. This could be another early Oscar bait film, and I'm really interested to see what is going to happen in this film, and I love the cast of the film. Emma Stone was great last year. Hopefully she's great once again in this movie. She could get nominated again for this movie. Who knows? And Willem Dafoe, I love the actor. And Jesse Plemons, especially from Civil War this year. I cannot wait to see his performance once again in a new film. Nothing too much to say about this one because I have no idea what the plot's about. All I know is that this teaser trailer is actually really intriguing. So, Yorgos Lanthimos, bring it on with this film. Coming into my number 3 is Inside Out 2. This is my most anticipated animated film of the summer movie season of this year and the entire year in general. The The first Inside Out is definitely one of my favorite Pixar films. It's definitely my top 10, especially that this movie is now going to explore Riley's puberty. We've got new emotions from embarrassment, anxiety, and all that stuff, and I'm really interested to see what these new emotions are. They look very interesting. But the great thing about the first Inside Out, it's very original, it's very creative and different, and hopefully Inside Out 2 brings that same level. And from the trailers, it looks like it's going to bring that. I feel like Pixar is not doing its best right now. Like, I like some of the Pixar films, but they're not as well known as the previous, and I wish we got ones that could be now well known, and hopefully Inside Out 2 basically brings us. But I cannot wait to see Riley's emotions come back, see where Riley's journey heads off in this film. Inside Out is definitely an original Pixar film, and hopefully Inside Out 2 just steps it up than the original. But of course, this could be disappointing, this could be great, hopefully it is great. Coming into my number 2 is Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Now, man, the Mad Max series. I'm a fan of the Mad Max series, especially Mad Max Fury Road, which is a special movie because it's my very first review that I've ever done on this channel back in 2015. It's a movie that blew us away. We weren't expecting that movie to be as great as it is, and we got one of the most badass female leads ever in the film, Furiosa, that's played by Charlize Theron. In this movie, a young version of Furiosa is played by Anya Taylor-Joy. Great casting. Chris Hemsworth is also playing the villain of the film. Also very interested in that. But I cannot believe that George Miller is still directing movies, and he's like in his 80s. Man, and I cannot believe that he's still doing these big films. This film looks big. I'm definitely seeing this film in IMAX. The trailers really do intrigue me. I'm curious to see where Furiosa's story goes. This movie gave me so many questions, and hopefully it is answered in this film, and hopefully this is another great addition in the Mad Max series. Now, my number 1 most anticipated film of the summer movie season of 2024. I think you guys know what it is because I think this will be everyone's most anticipated films of the summer of 2024. And that is absolutely Deadpool and Wolverine. Man, that new trailer. I have been watching that trailer every single day. I am not joking. It is one of the best trailers that I've seen this year. Not just the teaser trailer, that latest trailer. Where we get to see 2 of my favorite superheroes in a movie together, Deadpool and Wolverine, returned by Ryan Reynolds and the legendary Hugh Jackman. I cannot believe Hugh Jackman is back in this role, and he's still got it for all these years. I bet you there is more to this movie than we thought it was going to be, but I want this movie to be a fun buddy cop comedy with Deadpool and Wolverine, and it looks like this film is definitely giving me that. The action looks brutal. Sean Levy, I believe in this director. Hopefully he handles Deadpool and Wolverine extremely well. I wonder what's going to happen with the TVA and the entire MCU in general. This is definitely going to be a multiverse of madness type movie with a lot of cameos. Hopefully we might get some possibilities for other cameos. Maybe the original X-Men, maybe the original Fantastic Four, maybe the Avengers in general. There's so many questions, like what are going to be the cameos in this movie? Definitely this movie's going for the rated R territory. It looks dark, it looks fun, it looks like it's going to be a bloodbath, and of course Deadpool and Wolverine in the MCU. This could be the only hope for the MCU right now. If this film sucks, there is no hope for the MCU whatsoever. But Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are going to have an excellent chemistry in this film. He looks so great with that yellow suit, by the way. So Deadpool Wolverine is my most anticipated film of the year, and of course it's no surprise that it's my most anticipated movie of the summer movie season of 2024. Guys, that is my top 10 most anticipated movies of the summer movie season of 2024. Let me know in the comments below, what are your most anticipated movies of the summer movie season of this year? And what do you guys think of my new backdrop as well? Because this is going to be my backdrop for the rest of these videos. Let me know that also in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Keep contact with me and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel notified for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a nice day.